Yo.
What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
Hey, I was going to tell you the reason why I hired this company, because they set it up on a mirror app instead of just having it. Basically, I learned through talking to a few attorneys and through this company that what we've been told about the deed in lieu of foreclosure is actually bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, so just like be careful of throwing that around, by the way. But I had someone actually back out of the deal because they wanted the deed in lieu of foreclosure. I found out that's actually bullshit, and then had to tell them like, hey, but we can do something else to protect you more, which is a mirror wrap. It's more expensive on my end, but it makes sure the seller is actually protected. And they were like, we don't really like this. We're changing things last minute, and they weren't. And what's funny is I literally was paying like $2,000 more to make sure they're more protected, and they were like, we're out. And I was like, okay, whatever. But the reason why, I can just give you a quick explanation. You can't premeditate a deed in lieu of foreclosure. So you can't, like, pre-signing a deed in lieu of foreclosure doesn't actually, like, mean anything. It won't hold up because a deed in lieu of foreclosure is only if, let's say, I buy the house up to, technically you don't have a lien on the property because there's no mirror wrap. And so what happens is you would have to personally sue me, take me to court. And instead of me trying, and it's all up into interpretation at that point with the court. There's no foreclosure, you don't have a lien on the property. So you would have to go to the judge first, and then the only way to avoid that, once you start the foreclosure process, instead of me going through foreclosure, I would say, hey, I'll just deed it back to you, and that's a deed in lieu, right? That's an agreement later on. So I've been corrected on that by like every single attorney. So I would just be careful. But they were like, the mirror wrap is how you set it up, where like you're basically putting them in the lending position because they have a lien on the property now and an actual interest in the property. So now they can legally actually foreclose on you if you miss payments versus having to personally sue you, which also can get super messy. Like if you ever assigned it, or if you ever not assigned it, but if you ever bought it and then put it on a finance or something like that and wrapped it, and you didn't do a mirror wrap, like they could like come sue your ass instead of just foreclosing. So just be careful.
So is a mirror wrap basically just them putting a lien on the property?
Essentially, yes. It's like a mirror wrap is like it mirrors like the exact amount that they owe for the mortgage, and that's also what you owe them.
So what kind of paperwork has to be signed when you do something like that?
This is my first transaction really working with them, but I mean they're the company that like I don't know if you know Caleb Christopher is, but he's in some too, and he's like he owns the company, Creative TC, and he does a lot of stuff with like Pace and all that. So I think he's who Pace uses for like every single thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've had a ton of people here in sub too that like the dude that like hosts sub too, like Daniel Lynn, like the user dude.
Yeah. I
went to him the other day, and he's like, dude, I wouldn't use anybody else but this company. And I reached out to him. They've been, they know more about this stuff than anybody I've ever talked to. And they've been able to hop on phone calls with like sellers and stuff like that, and help explain things. And I'm learning a lot of the stuff that we're told is like actually not accurate.
Damn. So
just fair warning. Be careful.
Yeah. So why? So if Pace uses that company, why does he kind of preach it?
I think that's who he uses. I'm not positive, but I know like Caleb Christopher is on his YouTube a lot and like talking and all that.
Yeah,
so.
But he's the one who's screaming deed in lieu of foreclosure. Like that's the thing that he's screaming. So.
The deed, that's the thing though. Is the deed like he doesn't explain this in one of his videos, but a deed in lieu of foreclosure you can't premeditate it, so it can't be a pre-signed document. That's the difference. So a deed in lieu of foreclosure does exist, but a deed in lieu of foreclosure is essentially just an agreement that if Johnny decides he wants to foreclose on Evan, then I'll say, hey, let's just do a deed in lieu of foreclosure instead of you actually foreclosing on me. It's an agreement that happens later on between us. You can't pre-sign it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask this.
The thing is like a lie, basically. Unless you decide to agree to it. But, like, you can assign it to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you assign it to the Memphis dude, and let's just say you don't really know what he's going to do. You have no idea what he's going to do. So he may just say, no, we're not going to do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. You have to foreclose on it. and they couldn't do anything about it. But if they have a mirror wrap, technically they still can foreclose, but they don't have to personally sue him to do that.
So do you have to get the new buyer when you assign it to sign that document?
To sign what document?
That mirror wrap, because you
No,
or would you be on it?
So from my understanding, once you have the contract written up, they're essentially buying your contract, right?
Yeah.
So no, I don't. They're basically signing whatever you sign. So I don't believe so. No, I don't believe they have to sign anything because the mirror wrap just like states that they have a lien on the property now, basically. And so when you assign that contract, you're also assigning that lien.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I've been meaning to tell you that. Like I've been doing some research on it, and then I talked to this company, and I mean everyone that I've said that actually knows what they're talking about has agreed with that.
Yeah, for sure.
And it sucks, dude, because I missed out on a deal in Alabama that was like 4% interest rate that I was probably gonna make like $40K on. But I was also I was honest with them, and that's just how I choose to live my life. So
absolutely. Hey, could you send me that information for that company just so I can take a look at it?
Yeah. Hold on, let's see. They're definitely not cheap, but here, let's see.
I mean, $1,200 when you're assigning a $20,000 property to protect the interest. I mean, it is really nothing, right?
No. I'm just saying, like, even like the mirror wrap stuff is not cheap.
How much is it?
So he was telling me, well, let me actually ask you this first. How much is closing costs usually for a sub-2 deal? Like let's say it's $300,000 house. Like, what are you usually paying?
Like 1% is usually closing costs.
Okay, so that's usually what you've seen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they were saying for a mirror wrap, instead of being like a few grand, it'd probably be like 5 to 7. So that is something that you want to be aware of when you're doing this. You know, and they also say, hey, you know, maybe don't use that unless you need it as a negotiation tactic. You know, like if they really ask for the deed of foreclosure, you're gonna have to educate them on the fact that that's not even a thing. Like premeditation. It's a thing later on, and it's a thing you can totally choose to do. Like after the mirror wrap and all that, like if they start foreclose on you, then for sure you can choose to do that.
Yeah.
But it's an agreement between two parties, not a pre-signed document.
So let me ask you this: do you think that you want to do this with every single, creative finance transaction, or do you feel like you're only going to use it when you need it?
I'm thinking about that a lot right now, to be honest with you. I think, like, logically, like, from a numbers perspective, it makes no sense to do this every time.
None at all.
Just from, like, perspective of me just feeling good about myself as a person, knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this, dude. If I don't do a mirror wrap on this, it's for a couple grand. Okay, so, you know, that's nice, but it's like at the same time my reputation is nice too. And I assign it to somebody, they stop making payments, which will happen in the history of me doing this, 1,000%.
Yeah.
So they stop making payments, and then all of a sudden the seller's like, okay, well, we can just foreclose, and I'm not even involved because I assigned it.
Yeah.
And while they realize they can't do that, they're gonna have to personally sue and take the money out for lawyer fees and all that. And I mean, the way that these guys have described it, it's messy. Like when you try to, because they have to sue that person personally.
Yeah.
And they were like, since it's up, everything's up into interpretation at that point, because there's no lien on the property, that there's really no light in the tunnel. Like this thing could take a couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't feel good about looking people in the eye and telling them they're going to be okay when that's not the truth.
That makes a lot of sense when you put it like that.
Yeah, that's just me though. I mean, I know people that don't do it.
Yeah.
And I think if I'm buying it and I know I'm gonna keep it as a rental, maybe it's a different story.
Yeah, but putting faith in somebody else. That's.
I trust myself. Like I know who I am. I know I'm gonna make payments. And if I ever miss payments, I would get it back to them. Like that's just who I am. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Like, I know what I would do.
Absolutely.
I don't know what someone else would do.
Absolutely. No,
I
that.
don't know. That's just me, but I mean, I don't. I'm not like mad at someone if they don't do that. You know what I mean? It's just, I think it's a little. I think once you understand, it kind of sucks. You almost kind of wish you were ignorant to it and didn't know.
Yeah,
You
no,
know, but that's just
absolutely.
me.
But now we
Like,
know it's like,
yeah, right. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm close on this deal in Clarksville, and I don't remember if we're doing a beer wrap or not. I mean, the seller, the agent, the buyers, I think are awesome. I went and got dinner with them, and they were super cool.
yeah,
I mean, they seem really. I mean, they're just like a sweet little family. They're buying the first property, so that's a little different. But these other ones, man, they're looking pretty good. They're almost all in Alabama. I'll keep you updated. There's one that I'm sending out a contract this morning. The one in Memphis, I'm waiting on. The agent's a bitch. But she wants to work with me. She was like, yeah, our attorney sent out all the offers. We had 5 offers that we should go with you. I was like, sweet, that's perfect.
like, thank you.
And my offer was the lowest.
Really?
Which is good. That's happened on 2 deals. And then the other one, I'm waiting on them to give me a recent mortgage statement. But we had a conversation yesterday, and they're ready to go. But I just said, hey, I want to confirm things. I don't love that deal. I love 2 of them.
Yeah.
I might keep 2 of them as rental, honestly.
Really?
Possibly. I like that as a last resort. I like that they pretty much cash flow.
Yeah.
But my goal is to sell them on a wrap, dude. We need to get together at some point. Whenever you got some time, I need to freaking show you this stuff I'm learning with wraps. Not that you don't already know it.
No, I don't know it. I would love to sit down with you.
Bro, holy shit, dude. I'm not joking, man. When you learn to do this, I think that you're gonna be screw wholesaling. Not that you never will, but it's I mean, dude, there's a little more risk involved, and you gotta have some money, or borrow the money.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, this one I'm looking at now, I'm taking over the mortgage at $293. The payment, the P&I is $1,800.
Yeah.
Right, and when you sell on owner finance later on, you only have to worry about the P&I. You don't have to worry about tax and insurance.
Yeah.
So you don't worry about the PITI. So it's $1,800, $293, right? I'm giving them. Basically everything out of my pocket's $8K. Right. OFV, which is the owner finance value, is probably $320.
Yeah.
So $320, you didn't get 8 tips down. So let's say I get $25K down. That's pretty conservative. I'm only into the deal for 8, right? So up front, I'm already making 17.
Yeah.
Right. So here's your wholesale assignment fee, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, now the remaining note on that is $295 at 8.5% interest. So let's call that $2,300 a month.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm getting paid $2,300. I have to pay $1,800. So there's $500 a month in cash flow that's free and clear that never
Absolutely.
changes.
So you basically assigned it, got your assignment fee, and you're also cash flowing off of that.
Yeah. And what's funny is you're in that case, obviously it's the risk that you don't sell it, right? But the idea is owner finance is so rare, dude. I think anybody's gonna hop on it. I always ask people this. I'm like, when was the last time that you drove by a house and saw owner finance a sign in the yard?
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, for sure.
It's zero. And it's think about someone wanting to buy a house and that's their dream. You're gonna get, and people in this group that I've been listening to, they're we get 75 calls the first day.
Oh wow.
So it's not all of them are qualified, but it's
yeah.
The thing about that, people like your Memphis guy, they'll pay 30, 40 grand to cash flow a few $100.
Exactly.
Why not get paid 17 grand to cash flow 500?
Exactly.
That's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
That's different level.
Yeah, we definitely need to sit down and do that.
The only thing is, I don't know. I don't want to take down 4 deals to wrap if I haven't done one.
I mean, why not?
Bro, because because one, well, there's a couple reasons. One, I don't love that they don't have, and this is what. Do you know who Brad Smotherman is?
No.
He's a guy here in Nashville. He's he's awesome, dude. He's the guy that comes up with all the routes, and he has something called Sub 3. It's like unreal. I'll have to share it later. But it's where you actually never even take title. It's like an assignment, but you only get the cash flow. It's actually crazy. Some of the people I've talked to some of the people in his group that I've just like networked with, and they were like, I don't know, like, you know, they don't love that it doesn't have like much equity. Yeah. And they're like, you can still make it work, but like if something were to happen, like, you know, it's very rare. Like if the note did get called due or something, it's like, well.
Exactly. Hey, I got a buyer calling me right now. Let me take this. All right. Hey, Mark, how are you?
I am doing outstanding. It's another blessing to be alive. Happy Taco Tuesday.
I hear that. Happy Taco Tuesday. I love it.
Sir, yeah. How are we doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm sitting at my desk right now. Actually, was on the phone with one of my partners before you called. So we're rocking and rolling, man.
That's awesome, man. Well, Clarksville. I'm driving right now. I'm gonna go view a place in Nashville right now.
Awesome.
But I'm interested in this Clarksville one. If you want to talk to me, you know, verbally about it, I got about 20 minutes or so. I'm on the road.
Yeah. So Brian Lunsford. Do you know that name?
Sounds very familiar.
He comes across a lot of sub 2s in Clarksville all the time, and he sent me this one. He said it might be great for your guy to take a look at, and I was like, well, let me send it to him. So I'll just read the email that he sent, and we'll go from there. So he was like, this deal is tailor-made for those interested in a pad split. The way it's a 4.3, about almost 2,000 square feet, built in 2022. The loan balance is $374,280. The entry fee is $38,000, which includes the $9,000 assignment fee that he's looking for. The PITI on this one is $2,556, and he's assuming that a pad split rental would bring in about $3,500. But you're the expert on that, so I would go with your numbers. The terms of the deal, that $374,280 purchase price, there's 29 years left on the VA loan at a 5.5% interest rate, and there's no balloon on that. So it has two spaces for attached garage, 2 driveway parking. It's 11 miles from Fort Campbell, 7 miles to downtown in that area. So he comped it out, so there's a few comps. I looked at the pictures. The pictures look good. It might just be something you want to take a look at. It might work for you.
Okay, no, so it sounds great. You said entry fee is $38.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and is there anything else, or I'm just like literally taking over the loan?
Just taking over the loan. So 38, that covers everything and everybody. Obviously, I don't know if that covers the closing costs. I doubt it. But 38 plus closing costs is your total to get in. The house doesn't need really any work, so you can start right away with that 38.
Yeah, can we verify if there's anything else that needs to be paid for the house, or
absolutely
right now $38,000?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also if it has an HOA.
Perfect. He doesn't include it in here, so I doubt it. But hold on, give me 1 second. Let me look at this.
Yeah, just some things you gotta verify.
Okay, there actually is an HOA. That's 37 bucks. Yeah, there is. That's $37 a month.
Okay, I need to get a copy of this HOA thing and see if they would like disallow me from renting by the bedroom, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. The HOA always creates a little bit of a problem with those.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
All right, man. Well.
Yeah, I'll call him right now and find out for you, and we'll go from there.
Okay, that sounds good. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that. What kind of house are you checking out? Is it another pad split or a single family or what?
So this one it's already an Airbnb. B&B that's established. I'll be taking it over.
Okay, awesome. Well, best of luck. Hopefully that works out for you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So
I
I'll
look forward to hearing. And which email did you send it to?
the mark.a.lewis, I think.
Okay, that one. Okay, that's my personal one.
Do you have another one I need to add?
Oh no, that's good. So I'll make sure it's that one.
Perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, I'll give him a call and we'll go from there.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you. Oh, looking forward to closing with you, man.
I know, right? We've had a lot fall through, so we got to get one done.
Yeah, we did, man. I've been I think I've been traveling on the last one.
Yeah, you were.
Brian.
Yeah, you were at the. How was your trip? Did you enjoy it?
No, it was a phenomenal time, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did you say Brian? Like, what about Brian Poor?
Brian.
Nashville.
Oh yeah, I know Brian Poor.
Brian Poor.
This is Brian Lunsford.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to closing something. I actually have a guy up there in Clarksville who's managing for me. I co-invest with a guy. He's a friend of mine. He's
Perfect.
Get into the rep by the bidder thing too.
Perfect.
So this would be great for him. He's really chomping on the bits to have one. You know?
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Well, I'll make sure that I get that HOA thing to you, and I'll get him on the phone just to kind of understand if that HOA supports it. He's pitching it as a pad split, so I'm sure he's probably already talked to them and made sure that it can be, but I will double check for you.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. You just verify hey, in the HOA, agreement thing, it doesn't, it allows you to rent by the bedroom.
Perfect.
Or does it prevent you?
Perfect.
Sounds like they wouldn't, but there's always a chance. I know of a property in Huntsville that they wouldn't allow that. It would have to be one single family.
Yeah. I will find out and let you know as soon as possible.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, see ya.
All right, bye-bye. Hey, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm looking for Kennedy Murphy.
Okay. Can I tell her who's calling?
My name is Johnny Stewart. I was calling about that property on 42 Cove in Jackson.
Okay, just a moment.
Thank you.
Thank you for holding. This is Kendi.
Hey, Kendi, this is Johnny. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm working with Jalen on that property in Jackson. And I got Jalen sent me over the email about how you guys needed the seller and the seller's husband to sign a warranty deed. Is that correct? Okay. Have you?
Yes, just because they're going through a divorce.
Yeah. Have you reached out to the seller yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I just sent them that email late yesterday afternoon.
Okay, perfect.
I
talked
was
to.
gonna call her anyways to follow up on the death certificate for Charles.
Perfect. I spoke to the seller yesterday. She said that she's at work. If you guys could call between 12:30 and 1:30, if at all possible, that would be the best time for her.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, awesome. I just wanted to get that information to you. Thank you so much, and just let Jalen know kind of where we're at, and he'll loop me in.
Yeah, I'll update you guys as soon as I talk to her.
All right, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good day.
All right, you as well. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks. Bye.
This is Johnny.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. I was calling about Cedric again. I know we're almost at 100 days. Where you guys at?
Okay, so what do you mean where we are?
Yeah, I'm saying do you guys have some good offers in? Is there something to look at? Or is it kind of just getting stale?
We did have an offer that came in at 370. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was 370, and she was gonna accept that offer.
Yeah.
But the buyer was getting financed and via HELOC, and something happened with that. He couldn't get that, so that's why we're still there.
Okay. I mean, my offer's still on the table. I would love to talk to you guys and.
Yeah, I talked to her about it, and she's not interested in it. So I thought I'd text you. I'm sorry if I if it didn't go through, I thought I'd text you that. But yeah, she's not interested.
Chanel, I mean, she's not interested, but is there a way that we could sit down, even if I came in with cash, just so I could tell her kind of what I was thinking, or is that not possible?
I can reach back out to her and let you know, and then I'll text you and let you know what she says.
Yeah, perfect. Again, I would just like to sit down and talk with you guys and just try to get this figured out, because she doesn't need this headache anymore. It sounds like she has plenty of properties and she's ready to move on with her life.
Okay.
But I don't know. I tried to be more blunt that time and it didn't work. Shame. What's up, my man?
What up? Real quick, on Jackson, anything new on that?
I actually just got off the phone with the title company, and they're calling between 12:30 and 1:30 when she is on break for work. So that was the time she told me yesterday evening, and that's what I just communicated with Kennedy.
Okay, cool. Do you think they'll be able to work that out, or is he a problem?
So judging by our initial conversation, I didn't think it was going to be a problem, and then when we started talking yesterday, she kind of broke down, started crying, and was scared that he might, cause a problem. But I told her like, even if worse comes to worse, I'll just hire a mobile notary to go out directly to him, and we'll go from there. So it'll get done. How it gets done, not sure, but I think we can make it happen.
Okay. And then on this Normandy house here, man, was this listed at any point in time, or?
So I actually don't know. A guy that I've worked with many times out in Clarksville, he sent it to me and he was like, "Hey, I don't, want to get this under contract because I don't know anybody out there." I was like, "Hey, I'll send it to my guy and have him look at it." So I'm actually not sure. I haven't even taken a look at it. I just saw the numbers and I saw sub 2 and I was like, "Hey, this might be something Jalen wants."
Okay, yeah. It says that it's listed with the NG charge pressure on Crylight, but sometimes they take it off and just have it registered or something like that. I don't know.
I think it is listed because he said that no cash would go to the seller and only cash would have to go to the agent. So I'm assuming that it's still listed, but I don't know if they took it down since.
Okay. They got an actual PITI on here. Let me see.
Let me take a look too, because I don't even know.
Yeah, everybody's statements are just different, man. Let me see.
Yeah, it looks like it has it.
Where are you at on the page at the bottom?
The past payments breakdown is what I was looking at. Where it has the principal, the interest, the escrow.
I got you. 17, 33, 27.
And then I'm looking at the explanation of amount due. It has the principal, interest, and escrow.
Okay. So I'm guessing it's 1731.17 plus the principal.
Yeah, that looks like it's just the interest. It looks like the total payment is $2648.29.
Ooh, okay.
The 1731 is the interest. It looks like $323 went to principal. Almost $600 went to escrow.
Yeah.
Taxes and insurance. So
Let me check what this house. Let me see what this house will rent for, man.
Yeah, I was about to say because I don't. It being $2,600, I don't know how much cash flow will come from that.
Yeah, man, because that's pretty tight on just judging by the area in the house. That's
absolutely
like right around what the market rents would be.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, bro. Let me look at that, and then as far as the seller doesn't want any cash or anything like that, you don't know?
Nope, I don't think the seller needs anything.
Okay, cool.
yeah, let me take a look deeper, and then I'll see what I can do there.
All right, I appreciate it, bro.
All right, boss.
All right. Hello, I'm looking for Rachel.
Rachel died 10 years ago.
I'm sorry about that. Her name was still linked to that property on Swain. I was seeing if you guys are looking to sell it or keep that property.
Which one?
The one on 90 Swain Drive.
No, she's keeping it.
Okay, perfect. Do you guys have any other properties that you're thinking about selling?
No.
All right. What was your name, sir?
My name's Thomas.
Thomas. I really appreciate it, Thomas. You have a good one. All right.